What is good, everybody? My name is the Generation 71, and thank you for tuning back into this random video. And I only have one thing to say to you guys. Hashtag not my game of the year. That's right, guys. I don't agree with the hashtag. I'm not gonna lie, I really don't know the origins of the hashtag not my game of the year. I don't know if it was initially supposed to be joking, making fun of the presidential election, whatever you may feel about that. But I really hope that this was a joking hashtag that some people took seriously. Because if somebody legitimately started this seriously, I mean, there's no way they really could have thought that it would have had some legs to stand on. I mean, when you're using a hashtag that was meant for something, in some ways, in a bigger concept of things, just bigger repercussions, and you're using it for a video game industry thing, it's just like, I don't know, man. I can't help but feel like even if you did try to start it seriously, that you just didn't expect for it to blow up as big as it did. So, in case you guys don't know what I'm talking about, of course, some of the Game Awards show, I forget the official name because, I mean, that's how much I care, obviously, was last night, and there was a couple awards given out. One of them was for Most Trending Gamer. Boogie2988 actually won, which is, congratulations, Boogie. You'll never see this video, but congratulations. So, but of course, this is also the show every single year where they actually pick the game of the year for that current year, so 2016. The nomination process is actually through a bunch of influential media sites, so like Rooster Teeth, IGN, GameSpot, all that type of stuff. They'll nominate a couple of different games, and then the games after that are actually voted by the fans. So overall, and I mean, again, a lot of people are gonna have some correlation with the presidential election, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about video games here. The fact that Overwatch won Game of the Year shows that more people thought it was deserving. And then in the end, you just see the people that are taking the not my game of the year hashtag seriously are legitimately just the minority, but the outspoken minority. And there's a couple of reasons why I'll actually go over why I believe Overwatch deserves to win Game of the Year. And a lot of it has to do just with the system is set up, just overall, but we'll talk about it here in a second. I know a lot of people, first off, are talking about how Overwatch is just a multiplayer online game, so how could it outright lose to a story single-player Uncharted 4, which had a decent multiplayer, but one of the best stories probably of 2016. Well, I will start with that saying that you're ragging on Overwatch because it is multiplayer only, whereas 2015, The Witcher Wild Hunt won, and it was single player only. So you can't necessarily have that double standard and still have a standoff. But the second thing that I'll talk about is a lot of people are virtually saying that Overwatch has no story. And I think this is where essentially how Overwatch won. So even though Uncharted, great story, I think a lot of people agree, 9 out of 10, 4 out of 5, usual for the most part, maybe 8 at lowest. Unless you're that one guy that wanted to just stir up controversy, gave it like a 4 out of 10 or something like that. Uncharted was a great story, especially, if you've played the trilogy beforehand on the PS3, or just the remakes on the PS4 and played Uncharted 4. Great overarching story, very well done game. Naughty Dog definitely knows how to produce games, which I'm proud of them for. But what you see with Uncharted, it's just all right up in your face, it's right there, which this is what we've come to accept what games are. Whereas with Overwatch, at first glance, if you're just kind of passing through, you're playing the game, it's like, well, there's no story, you're just playing the multiplayer stuff. Well, that, in essence, that's where the rub lies. With Overwatch, if you have become an even slightly hardcore fan, you go deep into the rabbit hole. You start analyzing, characters' voice lines between each other. You start analyzing maps as far as lore of those maps that actually pertain to the story. You can even go to the point that you're actually on forums, either Reddit, playoverwatch.com, to read those comics that actually introduce some of the backstory. Like, a lot of people still don't realize that the Junkenstein Halloween special actually had a comic that led up to that. So a lot of people don't realize that too. So even though, yes, it wasn't a story that was right up in your face, it was a story that is so massive in spectrum, but is not up in your face. You have to go look for it. And I think, in essence, that's where Overwatch overcame Uncharted. Whereas you can be, just a casual guy play Uncharted, play Overwatch, be like, yeah, Uncharted was way better story, actually had a story, and then you're kind of wondering why it didn't win Game of the Year. You weren't that rabid of a fan. You just really liked Uncharted, but not enough to be like, yes, I need to go vote for it. Whereas Overwatch, if you know anything about the story, you are probably a hardcore fan. That's just how it goes, unfortunately, whatever you want to call it. But when it comes to that, then you are willing to do whatever it takes as a hardcore fan to make sure your game wins Game of the Year. So, like, I know with me, I was talking about it too. It's like, yeah, Game of the Year, I really hope it's Overwatch. I talked to a couple people. I was saying, hey, if you could vote, definitely vote. Definitely take a look into all of that. Let people know about this game. And even telling them, people's like, yeah, at first glance, there's not really a story, but you really go deep into it, and you'll be surprised at what you see, especially the theatrical trailers as well that they've been doing. It's crazy. So, overall, I think that's where Overwatch overcame Uncharted. That even though Uncharted, at first glance, was a great game by a few, the Overwatch had more hardcore fans that actually showed up and presented and voted. So, now with all that being said, I can't help but feel that, yes, I mean, you gotta admit, we are being a little silly about this. Because as much as you want to say, yeah, I wish Uncharted won Game of the Year, or you wish Titanfall 2 won Game of the Year. Technically, I don't think it qualified. It might have not qualified. I don't remember, to be honest. Just little things like that. It was like nobody's really a loser here. Like I don't understand that. It's not like Uncharted didn't win, so now it's just gone from the abyss. It's gonna be shunned forever. Nobody's gonna remember Uncharted 4. Everybody's gonna remember Uncharted 4. Everybody still remembers Witcher, and then the Batman Arkham Knight. See, I can't keep them straight. There's so many good games. Realistically, we're all winners. We still have all these games available to us. You know what I mean? Just because Overwatch won this award that is now 2016. I'll be honest with you. I just remember 2015 Witcher. I don't remember 2014. I don't. I really don't. And I don't remember that before. But in the end, we all still have these games to play. We have all these amazing games to play. So I honestly really don't think anybody's a loser here. We've all won. And I say that with a asterisk there. We all won. We all got some really good games I can't talk. We got some really good games these years. I'm so cautious about this. I can't talk apparently. We got some really good games this year, but we also got some really, really bad games. But that's just how it goes. And that's why we gotta celebrate, not only saying, hey, Overwatch is a great game for what it brought to the table, but hey, celebrate Uncharted 2 for being nominated. I forget all the other nominees too and all that. Just because I know from the argument, a lot of people thought Uncharted 4 should have won too. So, but yeah, no, just be glad we have these good games and celebrate them, support them. Instead of saying, hey, you thought Uncharted 4 should have won, make sure you actually bought the game in full. Buy the DLC if there's DLC. I don't know if there's DLC for it or not. So, but just, this is a really, really small thing to argue about. If anything, we should start arguing more about why there's a lot more microtransactions in games. Include you, Overwatch. I know your system's okay, compared to Call of Duty. But yeah, it's still one of those things that maybe those things should be addressed, just maybe. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, so. But anyways, guys, I mean, more importantly, what do you guys think about this? Do you think, am I right? Am I wrong? Do you think that it was rigged? Not your game of the year, hashtag. Let me know in the comment section down below. If you like these type of videos, too, this is essentially what this channel and this series is about now. It's just me vlogging, talking about, like, current topics, because stuff. So, and giving you my opinion on them, honestly. And if you don't like my opinion, that's okay. I love your opinion. No, I don't. Or maybe I do. I don't know you. We're just separated by a glass screen here. But anyways, guys, yeah, if you like it, definitely subscribe to see more. Leave a comment down below. Check out some of my other videos, too. I've talked about some really interesting topics. But anyways, this has been The Generation 71, and we'll catch you guys later.